Greetings to you this day. This is Michelle Strickland, and I'm coming to you today with my daily theology lesson. It's my daily meditation that I do for myself. I record it and I release it because maybe somebody else out there could get something out of it. It just so happens that I love God, and I love theology because I want to become a better principled person. But at any rate, choose God this day. The bad guys, they sin. The good guys, we sin. We all sin. It's whom you serve. You don't have to be perfect. No one is. No one. Choose God this day, At least, if you come to God's team, try to be a little bit better, Try to be better, You might have situations you deal with for the rest of your life. But if you turn it over to God and let Him help you with it, you'll be okay, Choose yourself. Choose yourself, Choose yourself. Love yourself. If you love yourself, when nobody else loves you, you'll be okay. And never give up on yourself, never. Because if you lost everything you have, if you have yourself, you have everything. You can always rebuild, For those of you just tuning in, I focus out of 3 major religious texts: the Bible, the Quran, and I'm in an introductory Buddhist text called The Shape of Suffering. And it deals with dependent co-arising. Without no this, there's no that. And everything that we say and do has an effect on our senses, Just kind of look it up. I try to rotate the text at least twice a week, sometimes more, sometimes less, depending on how I'm led to meditate. We're finishing up. We're back in the Bible in Mark chapter 3. We're finishing up the chapter. We're going to start at verse 27. Mark chapter 3, verse 27. No man can enter into a strong man's house and spoil his goods, except he will first bind the strong man, and then he will spoil his house. Verily I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of men, and blasphemies wherein soever they shall blaspheme. Let me write 28 down. Hang on a second. That's important. That's a good one. Let me read that again. Verily I say unto you, all sins shall be forgiven unto the sons of men, and blasphemies wherewith soever they shall blaspheme. But he that shall blaspheme against the Holy Ghost hath never forgiveness, but is in danger of eternal damnation. Just look it up. They're two separate. There's 2 separate things. Okay. Just look it up. Because they said he hath an unclean spirit. That's bad when your spirit. That's why we need to listen to. Some people call spirit like intuition. Some people might call it subconscious mind. You're not crazy if you hear, you think you're crazy because you hear, it's almost like an internal language, That's what that is. And if it's good, if you feed into, but got to remember this is spiritual warfare. We're dealing with, a lot of things can affect us, But if you're on God's team, He's going to help you navigate it. If you're not on God's team, then you're bad guy, and you're letting Satan and his crew dwell in your body, As simple as that. You don't have to believe it. Don't if you don't want to. I don't know how else to explain it. I'm trying to explain it as best I can. Take a theologian to explain it to you, okay? I'm just studying. There came then his brethren and his mother, and standing without sent unto him, calling him. And the multitude sat about him, and they said unto him, Behold, thy mother and thy brethren without seek for thee. He answered them, saying, Who is my mother or my brethren? And he looked around about on them which sat about him, and said, Behold, my mother and my brethren. For whosoever shall do the will of God, the same is my brother and my sister and mother. So a lot of times you'll hear people who love God call somebody else brother, because that's what we mean, or sister. When you hear people call people that, that's one of the reasons, That's not the only reason, but, a lot of believers or people who have some sort of faith or spirituality or something, a lot of times they'll say brother, sister. Now, it could be, It's who you serve, though. You know, people on Satan's team can call you brother or sister too. You know, so just watch out. But that's just give you an idea. Have a good day.